97.9 The Box is the Madd Hatta
Morning Show
with Lecrae in the building.
Yeah.
All things have worked together to bring this brother here.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody caught that? Nobody?
Good,
I worked that one in.
Good job.
Good job.
Good
Leave Lecrae got name of the album. Okay,
You did that, Adam.
you know what? So you hear, how about this? I want to do something different. Every time you go to a radio station, everybody like, oh, what's this, what's that? What do you really want to talk about? What are the things you really like to say when you get the opportunity to get the airwaves like this? And I know you get a chance to say a lot of things in your music, but aside from that.
Well, you know, specifically, man, I know how Houston specifically, man, I want to say all things work together, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, in light of Harvey and everything else, you know what I'm saying? And just realizing, like, you know, I said it before, I say it again. I give you a stick of butter, I give you some eggs, some raw eggs, I give you some flour. You mix it together. They nasty by themselves, but you mix it together, you get something good like cake. So you take this pain, you take this suffering, you take this flood, but you mix that together, refine it under the heat, man, and people come out better and stronger than they ever would, man. So all things do work together, H-Town. Stay strong.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Is it me, or doesn't it seem like every day we wake up and there's a new tragedy? And what I mean by that, you got fires happening on the West. We had the shootout that happened on the West. You know, down below we got hurricanes and all kind of things that's causing massive, you know, destruction. It just seems like every day, you know, this could be the day. Do you ever feel that way? Because I think some days we're all looking for the end to be here. We've been told and taught that it's coming. And I'm just wondering, you know way better than me. Do you ever feel like, this might be that week?
Man, look, man.
No, I'm serious. Do you ever think y'all never get no deep thoughts?
You wasn't awake, you awake now. That's in here, man.
Y'all don't, too deep for the show. All right. They want to talk about something else. I'm sorry.
Music, dog.
No, man. I'm still trying to eat out here. You know what I'm saying? We
trying to get 2 more weeks out of this game.
Feel me? So no, man.
But do you ever wake up like, man, I just can't take no more bad news?
And you know what? That's what the issue is. I think we got way more access to information than we ever had before. So I think we just got information overload. We wasn't on social media back in the day. You had local news, and if it was big enough, then it came on your local news. But otherwise,
now you got 400,000 channels, and everybody got to put something on.
And every day somebody letting you know something, and it's good and bad. You know what I'm saying? It's good and bad. But every day, it's like sometimes it's like, man, just stop looking at it if you don't want to be frustrated by some stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
but then you're not informed. You don't know what's going on.
I think if it's big enough, you'll be informed. Like, if it's big enough, somebody gonna hit you on the elevator and be like, man, you didn't hear about that? Like, what you talking about? You know, if it's big enough, if it's just something like that doesn't really affect your world, you could probably live without knowing that information.
How are you affected by all the things happening? Like, you got kneeling going on, you got and whenever anybody gets a little outspoken, you know, like even you say you get a little outspoken, it could cause people not to love Lecrae like they used to love Lecrae.
They don't like disobedient Negroes out here, man.
Wow. Well, you like they fire today, bro, every time.
Hey, man, you know, but hey, man, you know, sometimes
I appreciate you being real like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, it's kind of like, man, you know, Muhammad Ali said it. He said, man, when my time is past, they not just gonna remember me as a great athlete. They're gonna remember me as a spokesperson for the people. And he was like, you know, you can make millions or you can change millions of lives. And so I'd rather change millions of lives than just be concerned about making millions of dollars, because, you know,
you changing or trying to make these changes for millions of lives, has that affected you in any way?
Absolutely, because, you know, every time you speak out, every time you say something, people gonna push back on it. And, you know, I said it on my album. I said, you know, I talked about it. I said on a song called Facts, you know, where I said you grew up thinking that the Panthers were some terrorists. I grew up hearing how they fed my mama eggs and grits. You know what I'm saying? My mama was at the Shape Center getting fed breakfast by the Black Panthers every morning, and she wouldn't have ate breakfast otherwise. So it's just, when you start helping people, trying to help people see, like, the picture that's been painted of America is not as legit as you think it is, then people get hey.
Well, how can they? I mean, because it seemed like it would be so obvious, some of the information, but it seemed like there's a group of people in this country that are in such a denial that everything for you and me is equal to everything that they do?
It's a video that one of my homeboys made, and it's about the idea of privilege, right? And it's not about like you not working hard. What he did was he said, all right, listen, he had a group of kids, a bunch of college-age kids, white and black, and he said, everybody take a step forward if you grew up in a two-parent home. Everybody,
I saw that video. Very good. Yeah, I love that video. Everybody should watch that video.
Access to a private education. Take a step forward if, and by the end of it, a group of white kids were a little bit further out than a group of black kids.
Not a little bit, bro.
Well, yeah, a lot further out.
They was out there, and you can see disparity.
Exactly.
It was so plain to see, and I'm like, if everybody just watched this video, then maybe they'll have a better understanding as to what this kneeling and what this fighting and what these the protests are all about.
And ain't nobody trying to disrespect the flag of the country. That's what people fail to understand. Right. Like my family fought and lost limbs. Fighting for this country. And I support that. I just got it back from Kuwait doing shows for the military. You know what I'm saying? So I support. It's not about that. It's about saying, man, we're kneeling to make a statement against the injustice that's been faced in America. And it's not about disrespecting the flag, but it don't matter how many times you say that.
So why can't I want somebody to tell me why can't they understand it? It seems like every way possible to articulate this to individuals, they have refused to hear the voices of the people that are trying to tell you, like, listen, man, hold up, just listen to what I'm trying to say. And then they're like, no, we're all equal. And they're like, no, we're not. And this battle continues to happen, and nobody's able to break through.
Hey, man, I feel like, sometimes we waste our time explaining ourselves to people who bent on misunderstanding us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not healthy for you to keep having to. People got to do the work, just like we had to do the work. You got to go read the books, just like I had to read the books. You know what I'm saying? You got to go watch the videos, like I had to. And if you're more comfortable, not doing that, then hey, I don't know what to do. I can't help you, but I know it's a whole bunch of kids over at Sterling and wherever else in this in the world that do need my help, that do need my insight. So I'm gonna focus on them, and I can't be worried about just going back and forth arguing.
No fear whatsoever about your career, because it took you a long time to be able to do all the things that you're doing now. And you know how it is. One comment can get a group of your fans to go like, we're done.
Oh yeah, and I get it, and it's happened to me, and that's cool.
You're all right with it.
Yeah, it's cool. But again, I do have people that support, and shout out to everybody who supported the album, All Things Work Together. If you ain't heard it, go get it now. It's food for the soul. I'm on tour now. People showing up. It's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep being honest. I've been honest from day one. I'm gonna still be honest. You know what I'm saying? If I'm honest about my faith, if I'm honest about what's happening in society, if I'm honest about my struggles, my pain, my past, that's who Lecrae is gonna be always. So, it is what it is, man. That's what you signed up for when you listening to me.
All right, I appreciate that. Lecrae's in the studio with us this morning. By the way, I was always curious. I never asked you this question. Now that I got you here. A couple of years ago, you got your Grammy. You was one of the first rappers to get a gospel Grammy. Did you get backlash from that because guys? Because it was very, how it is with gospel. It's a very traditional thing. Like what? Yeah. This rap thing got a Grammy. Yeah. What if there was backlash? Was there, and how was it, and how'd you deal with it?
Everybody had gonna have something to say, but to me, it's kind of like I'm not trying to be negative. I feel like I had a lot of support and a lot of people was rooting for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have won.
That's right.
But at the same time, there's going to be somebody who feels a way about it because they feel like, man, you outside of the realm or the boundaries of what this thing really is. You don't respect the origins of it and all that type of stuff. So I feel them, and I'm not mad at them for how they feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. But I still got a lot of love. Kirk Franklin has supported me since day one, and I think he understands what it is to be a pioneer and to be doing something different that other people, are just trying to walk in different spaces. So, hey.
Whatever. Yeah. Have any of those people at that particular time that you knew were a little apprehensive to Lecrae, did they ever come back around and say, hey, man, you know what? A couple of years ago, I was tripping.
Yeah, I don't know about that specifically, but people have said that to me, just period. Like, a lot of people have said that over something. It may be whatever it may be. They was like, man, whether it was like, man, I thought you was on a holy roller, man. I just want to let you know I was hating, man. You a real one. Or on the other side of the spectrum, right. Like, man, I thought you was, fake and fraud, but I see you real, man, and I respect it. So it's like, you get that from every angle.
Are you surprised when that happens? Especially when you get it from a street perspective. You know, you get the one homie like, oh man, you know, I thought the Holy Roller one. Then they listen to your music and then they see you, the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Are you ever surprised by that, or you like you just, or do you even worry about it? Because you know, in time, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I can only be me. You know, I'm the best me to ever be. I'm a terrible you. I'm the best me to ever be. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be everything you want. I gotta focus on being me. You know, you run your race, I'm gonna run mine, and that's really what it comes down to. But I know who I am. My friends know who I am. I don't have to prove it to nobody. You know, right. And you get to a point in your life where you just kind of like, you like an old 75-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? You got a cane, you got dentures. You don't care. It's like, man, I'm gonna pop these things out, put them on the table, and I ain't worried about it, man. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I gotta live in my skin. I've been living in it all this time, and you know, and man, just honestly, when have you ever seen a hater doing better than you? You know what I'm saying? Like, when have you ever seen a hater doing better than you? Who got time to hate on you if they doing better than you? You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised that at this point you still receive.
I get it. I don't focus on it, so it's always.
But they still jump on your Instagram or whatever just to.
I don't know why do you. I always bothers me. Like, why would you follow people you want to hate on? I look at like my homeboys who play.
I think because they admire you, and they're mad because you're doing something that they can't do, or
you don't
they
belong
think
to them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
not yours.
I always thought hate is one of the most interesting phenomenons ever. Why take the time to hate on somebody else? Like, that, it just takes so much energy.
It takes too much energy.
And most people that are doing it, they doing it.
Yeah.
And most haters, they just sitting around wishing they were doing what the people that are doing it are doing. You know what I mean?
The people you hating on are winning because you are swallowing that bitterness, and that bitterness is killing you inside. You know what I'm saying? So get better, not bitter. You know what I mean? Get better, not bitter. Just switch them letters. Switch the I to an E, and you'll be all right, man.
There it is right there. I'm over here hogging up the time. You just videotaping?
No, it's Facebook Live.
Oh, you Facebook Live?
Yeah.
What up, Facebook Live? What's y'all next question? No, I'm just enjoying the time with Lecrae. I never asked you some of those questions, so I was just really... Honestly, I was just curious because every time you come in, you get drilled with all these kind of questions.
Oh, yeah, man.
So, what's the next thing that Lecrae would like to do?
Man,
what's the plan? More music? Because you done did 8 now, so at this point, you sold records, you sell out shows. Yeah, what's the next thing you would like to accomplish, really?
Well, I'm going to take it step by step. So, first thing is go to Shipley's.
Not mad at that first decision. Yeah, I can't really be mad at that.
Yeah, man. And, you know, we go, like I said, we go hit Revenge Center tonight. Some Frenchies afterward, and then
not mad at that. These are great decisions right here, by the way. Yeah. I co-sign every decision he's made so far.
Okay, and then you know, we move forward. No, but what I really want to. I got, you know, a label. So for me, it's like it's running a label and really taking some time to sit down and really be the executive.
Do your artists take you serious as the boss?
Oh yeah, because they know I've been around, and they, you know, first of all, when you take them to like the BET Awards and they see you navigating and shaking hands and meeting people, they're like, oh, okay, he legit for real, like out here trying to make stuff happen, and that's good for them to see. You know what I'm saying? I want to be an architect. You can't be the artist forever. So, you know, for me, it's like, man, let's take some time to be an architect and build something, build a legacy for these other new guys to come in and do something. Man.
That requires a lot to run a label. Why would you want to do it? Because I've been there. So it's like being a parent, father. They come to you for everything. If something fails in their life, monetarily, spiritually, you name all the leads. Whenever it happens, they come into Lecrae.
That's true.
So why would you even take on that burden?
I embrace being a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in my DNA. So for me, I love it. And man, so many people have, you know, supported me over the years and shown me so much love that it's put me in a position to not just be selfish with it, but to help, you know, give back and to build up some of these other cats. So for me, it's like, man, it's just an opportunity to give them what I didn't have, so to speak. And I look forward to it, man. It's an inspiration to me. I got 2 young dudes who gonna be out on tour with me tonight too. 1K Few, young kid out of Atlanta, and then Aha Gazelle, who's from New Orleans. And so, man, it's gonna be a serious situation. And they are young and excited and passionate, and they got a bright future ahead of them. So let me you know, invest.
And let me ask you this too. This is for people who know the word and outside of it, because everybody has to deal with it. How does Lecrae deal with temptation? It's around you every day, all kind of temptations, and you're because at the end, you're still an artist at the end of the day, even
still
with
a man.
that. Yeah, it's still a man, absolutely. So how does Lecrae deal with temptation?
I think first you gotta be honest with yourself. I think a lot of times believers they don't be honest with themselves, and they act like, oh, I got the Lord, I'm perfect, I got it all together, and God got me. I'm honest with myself. So, you know what I'm saying? Like if you know you're a werewolf, and like that's why I say I'm a werewolf. When the full moon come out, I can turn into a wolf. So whatever your full moon is, you can turn into. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so you let your partners know, you let your people who love you know, hey, listen, this is my full moon. Lock me in the basement and put some chains on me, because when the moon comes out, I might wolf out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to go there. So if I'm honest with myself, you know what I'm saying? It's like an addict. If I know when I get to hang around these people, I'm gonna go back to shooting up.
Yeah.
I can't. You know, that's my full moon is hanging with these particular people. So I'm not gonna put myself in that position. So it's just about how you position yourself and trying to keep yourself, you know, away from some of the things that would, you know, be triggers.
All right,
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And Mac, I'm surprised because I know you like to work out, Lecrae. Mac ain't said nothing about working out because he's the vegan of the show, working out. He trying to.
Man, ain't enough vegetables to feed that man in the universe.
he went. He been committed. He been committed to it.
I've just been listening to the interview. It's a great interview. If you want to go see the show tonight, you know, that's it.
How do you get that in?
We ain't got no milkshake, no muscle milk, no vegan muscle milk. Show, man.
Don't worry, he'll bring a little something in. He'll sneak a little something in. But how do you balance all that? Being healthy, being the CEO of your own company, being an artist, being a family guy. You know what I'm saying? Giving time to your family, not just family, but your extended family. How do you make that balance and still be healthy and still try to do everything the right way?
Man, honestly, like, it's not a balance, it's a tension. Balance is something like this foreign idea that you can really have it all right. Like, I think it's just a tension. And you're going to wrestle. Some days you're going to be good at this, and some days you're going to be good at that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm on the road, I'm probably not going to be as consistent in the gym as I would be if I was at home. You know what I'm saying? If I'm at home, you know, I may not have my ear to the streets as much as I would like when I'm on the road, and you know what I'm saying? And so it's just kind of that whole mix. I like being on the road with my artists because I get to understand them and get in their head and understand the music, and then I, you know, get around them and spend some time. I get to touch the people, touch the fans. But that means it's some stuff I'm not at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's family stuff. So I will say I sacrifice my body probably more than anything. I'd rather sacrifice my body than my family, or sacrifice my body than, you know, my work and everything else like that. So if it means 5 hours of sleep, then I'm probably getting 5 hours of sleep versus not taking my son to a game.
I got you. I feel you. What's your proudest moment?
Man,
and I know it'll be your kids and stuff like that, but if it's something in the industry, your proudest moment, like that was what I was going for. I did it.
You know what? It's funny, man. Like, I think it's really like literally like a today. The fact that I'm still doing this. I'm still able to support my family. I'm still able to create jobs for people. And reinvest in the community. So that's a proud moment for me, because a lot of people, man, you know, we look on the signatures on the wall out there. There's some people who ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing it no more. So it's like, I'm just glad that I can still do this, man. That's a blessing, man. You know, you ain't never seen no retirement parties in the music industry. You feel me? So
do you think you ever will?
I don't see Jay-Z's setting the standard, man. That man, 47 years old, he's still pushing. So as long as Jay, come on, keep going. I'm rooting for Jay. I'm like, the longer you go, baby, the longer we go. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Since
you brought up Jay-Z, one of his songs, he had a song called "You Gotta Learn to Live with Regrets." Is there any regrets when you look back over the course of your career, like, if I could just go back and maybe rewrite that one? Or did you make peace with whatever the bad decision was and moved forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can always... There's always something in your past you can change. You can't never do nothing perfectly. So it's really just, did you learn from it? You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing, is did I learn from those things that I did wrong? And I think if it's one thing that I do regret, it's that you know, I was moving 1,000,000 miles an hour early on and just going, and I did not pay attention to you know, how some relationships just got tarnished because you're just moving, you going, you know what I'm saying? So I would have taken more time to either nurture those relationships, or I would have not given them the impression that it was going to be something that it wasn't, you know what I mean? Because sometimes that's how people get expectations, and it's like, I
can't give you all that.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's in business and that's in personal.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Lecrae, of course, at the Revention tonight. The album, All Things Work Together. What else we need to know about Lecrae? He's online. What's the if they want to follow you on Instagram?
My socials is Lecrae, Lecrae, people. L-E. If you spell it wrong, I don't know who you following. I don't know. Whatever they say, I'm not responsible for that. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's Lecrae. I'm on all forms of social media. I got a blue check. No blue check, no respect. So, you know what I mean? Hey, it's just not slight flex.
Me. I ain't got
not for you. That's for me. If you're looking for me and there ain't a blue check next to it, don't respect it. It's not me. I promise you. It's
not just him, not you.
That's me, not you.
We still trying to grow to blue check level. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, hey man, listen. You know, you don't need a blue check for validation. Come on, man.
Let's end it on that note right there. You don't need a blue check for validation, shorty.
We're out.
Lecrae, man, we appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for stopping by the Madd Hatta Morning Show.
Always love.